In the last video, we were looking at graphing lines, and what we did was we had an equation, or we had two equations, and we were using the t method, the t being this big massive T written underneath the equation. And we were using this method so that we could find out where a line crossed the x-axis and the y-axis, and then we were marking the points and drawing lines between. So today we're going to be doing that again, but we're also going to be looking at what happens if you have two lines that intersect, and that means what happens if you have two lines that cross each other, and where do you find that point at which they cross. So the first thing we do is we're usually going to be given two equations and told that we have to find where these two lines, these two equations, will cross each other on the xy axis. All right, so first thing we're going to do, if you want, you can pause the video now and draw out these lines by yourself, see if you remember how to do it. If not, watch this and we'll work along together. So on the left hand side here, I let x equal 0, and over here I let y equal 0. So over here x is 0 plus y equals 4. And then over here x plus and 0, y is 0, x plus 0 equals 4. Okay, this is easy enough because the 0 means nothing, so y is equal to 4. And over here x is equal to 4 because this 0 means nothing. So now we can get our coordinates because x is equal to 0 and y is equal to 4. And over here, x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 0. Now I'm going to use red just so that we can distinguish the two lines. So 0 and 4, so 0 on the x-axis and up to 4 on the y-axis. I'll do a little dot there. And then 4 and 0, we go out to 4 on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis. So we have our 2 points. So now we just need to get our ruler. And we line them up with the 2 points here. And then we draw a line like that. Okay. So we've drawn the line for this equation here, this equation number 1, okay? Now, equation number 2, let's do the same thing. X is equal to 0 on this side, y is equal to 0 on this side. So if x is equal to 0, it's 0 plus 3y is equal to 6. And over here, x plus 3 times 0 is equal to 6. So this 0 means nothing, so 3y equals 6. So if I want to get rid of this 3, I have to divide both sides by 3. They cancel, so you're left with y is equal to 6 divided by 3, which is 2. And then over here, x plus 3 times 0, 3 times 0 is 0, so you're left with x is equal to 6. Alright, so now x is equal to 0, y is equal to 2. Alright, so we have our first set of coordinates, 0 and 2. And then over here, y is equal to 0 and x is equal to 6. So x is equal to 6 and y is equal to 0. Now we have these two coordinates. Let's draw the line. I'm going to use green. So 0 and 2. So 0 on the x-axis and 2 on the y-axis. And then 6 and 0. So out to 6. And it's on 0 on the y-axis. So it's there. So we get our ruler. And we line it up with the 2 dots, just like this, and then we draw our line. Okay, now that we have our 2 lines drawn, we can see on the graph where the 2 lines cross, where they intersect. They intersect here. I'm going to leave a little blue dot. So they intersect here, don't they? So the coordinates for that is it's above 3 on the x-axis and it's level 1 on the x-axis. So the coordinates are 3 and 1. 3 and 1. So the point of intersection point of intersection is 3 and 1. Okay, so this is method 1. This is the first way of doing it. You find out where the different lines cross the x and y axis, you draw the lines, and then you mark where the two lines cross, and then you write out what point that is, okay? And we found the point of intersection. Brilliant. However, there is an easier way to do it. And the easier way to do it is what we were doing last week, which is we take the two equations and we write them out like this, and we solve them as a simultaneous equation. We treat them like a simultaneous equation. So what I do is I want these x's to cancel, so this is plus and this is plus, so let's make this into a minus. So we multiply this equation by -1, so that will become minus x, and this will become minus y, and this will become -4. And now let's solve this equation, okay? So we draw a line like this. The x and the minus x, they cancel. So minus y plus 3y, that'll give you 2y. And then 6 minus 4 is 2. So divide both sides by 2. They cancel. Y is equal to 2 divided by 2, which is 1. Okay, now let's take the equation that we haven't changed and write it up here. X plus 3y is equal to 6. Now we know y is 1, so let's substitute that in. X plus 3 times 1 is equal to 6. X plus 3 is equal to 6. Now I want to get this 3 onto the far side, so I subtract both sides by 3. They cancel, so I'm left with x is equal to 6 minus 3, which is 3. Now, x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 1. Hey, that's our intersection. So you can find the point of intersection between two lines by either graphing them first, like we did up here, or by doing simultaneous equations. So you can do either one. The quicker way is simultaneous equations. And it takes a bit longer, but probably the simpler way is to graph out the lines. So what I want you to do now is I want you to take out pen and paper, and I want you to have a go with this one here. And I want you to do it both ways. I want you to graph first. Okay, using the T method, I want you to graph these two equations first on this xy axis here, and then I want you to, down here, I want you to do the simultaneous equation. So I want you to do both methods. So it'd be 2x plus y is equal to 6, and x plus y is equal to 5. So I want you to do exactly what we did in this here. So copy down the sum, and then you can even scroll the video back and use this as an example to help guide you through it, okay? So what you do is you copy this down into your copybooks, and you can even, what I'll get you to do is you can even, if you don't have graph paper, you can just do this. You can draw out a quick XY axis and say it was like 6 and 0 and 2, and you draw a line like that, and then the other one was like 4, 0 and here, and you draw a line like this. You'll be able to roughly guess where that is. So if this was 4 on the x-axis, you would guess that this would probably be 3. So it's close enough, okay? It's a rough sketch. You don't have to measure out everything perfectly. Okay. So yeah, I want you to do this sum, and then tomorrow we'll go through it, okay?